everybody. How are we? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Been a minute. How are we all doing this frigid evening? Hey, Malidus. Yeah. Well, fresh as of a little over a week ago. We're trying something a little different. Thought about switching things up. It did take some persuasion, but I finally did it. Cold, tired. You know how I am. You live with me. Ask Malidus how he is. I'm going through scouring for chaos bits because I'm running low for my kit bashing. How'd your stream go, Malidus? After I jumped in. Sorry I couldn't stick around for more. I kind of had work to do. Okay, these are empty sprues. So they need to go somewhere. Oh yeah, my YouTube people can't interact with my Twitch people. Mrs. Faithplan asks how you are, Malidus. Any arms that I could put on there? I already have a flamer though, so that wouldn't work. I'd really love to throw this Reaper cannon on one of them just because. But I'm not gonna because that would require green stuff and I don't want to deal with that. That would be another good pistol, but it's got a World Eater arm attached to it, and I don't feel like cutting that off. Could throw Terminator weapons on it. Had to change my schedule due to work, so wasted this day with classes. I dropped, but besides, I'm doing good. Yeah, I don't miss the days of classes either. I could do without all that. Also, pardon the occasional snorting and sniffling because I'm on the absolute tail end of the sinus stuff that I was dealing with last week. I feel fine, I'm just a little nasally still. Okay, I think I've exhausted my usable chaos bits, so that means I just have to get a Legionnaire kit. I need to put a new blade on my combat knife. After I got into the groove, it went really well, I think. Got down into a short that I thought was good, but ended up bombing. Yeah, it's fickle. I think I'm gonna do what you and I were talking about and start uploading to TikTok just to see if that changes any of my interactions. Probably just end up uploading a bunch of my old shorts just to see what they do. I guess I'll show you guys the raptors that I have so far. I'm just using some minor chaos bits. The flu or whatever is going around really sticks with you this year. I've had sinus issues since after the new year. Yeah, mine started at the beginning of last week. And it didn't really subside completely. But yeah, I'm just on the absolute tail end of it. But yeah, here we have our Raptor 1. Got his Chaos Pistol and Chainsword. Raptor 2. I took some of my possessed bits and did a little bit of converting. A little bit of kit bashing. I thought it ended up alright. So this dude's got the Flamer with the Havoc's kit. So kind of proud of that. This dude has the possessed chain axe, which I thought was kind of cool. So we're sticking with that. Then this dude possessed tentacle, spike arm. I had to do a little bit of converting, just cutting up this pauldron to make it fit over the arm. I'm not super satisfied with it, but I'm gonna make it work. And then this dude right here with the plasma pistol. And I gave him a power claw just cause. But he's gonna be the champion. But I have 5 more to build, so I'm gonna do that tonight. See how far I get. Let's see, pull out my extra blades here. 2 things of extra blades. I think it's this one I have open. Using dangerous equipment. So what did you think of the streaming experience, Melodus? Ah. Oh, good grief. I know it sucks, especially in the very beginning, streaming to absolutely no one. I did it for weeks before you guys, you and Rushtiv, ended up joining me. Okay, bye. I think the hobby streaming experience is a little bit different than gaming streaming experience. Because it's kind of... It requires a different... Not a different amount of focus, but a different kind of focus. If you know what I mean. Also, I keep thinking it'd be really awesome to add the combat shields. But then I can't really stat them correctly. So I haven't. And they're not really chaosy. That would take some work. And not having anyone to talk to is rough. Also had to call it a bit early to run to an impromptu errand. Once I got in the groove of painting where the camera can see it, it went well. I feel that. I still struggle with that. Getting everything in perspective. Okay, we'll start with these. I'd like to be doing some more gaming again here pretty soon. I don't know when. Because my schedule's just kind of all over the place right now. But hobby streams will remain consistent. I know that for a fact. I got an email from Verizon with a better offer for my old phone, so hopefully a new camera will help once that gets here. Oh, it absolutely will. What'd you say? Yours is an 11 or a 12? I guarantee it'll look better. Definitely going to be using some of these Mark 6s on my Loyalist Marines from now on. Helmets, I mean. Because I'm trying to use as many Chaos helmets as I possibly can. But they don't really fit into the neck slots of the Mark 6. They're very narrow, the holes. So that's kind of been a hurdle to work around. That was one of the issues I had with this one in particular. It looks like the helmet sits way too high. Hey, wedding guy. A 12. Yeah, you'll appreciate an improvement. I know that's how I felt because I went from a 10 to a 14, which is what I still use now. And it's such a dramatic improvement. But I have an actual webcam that I use for this. And then a webcam that I use for this. Hey, Channing. All the personality gone. Actually, I think I accentuated my personality. Thank you very much. Alright, so this guy is going to have the Chaos Tentacles. That will be right or left? I think it's right. Which means I'm going to need a left pistol. I don't think either of these are left Chaos Pistols. Gotta go do homework. See, we'll see you, Channing. Okay, so I'm going to assume this is left or right. I'm gonna have to use one of the kit's pistols. That might not actually work. Oh, all those pistols are left, so that will work. That also means all the chainswords are right. And my last two Chaos Pistols are right. Oh, there is a left pistol. Wait, no. It's backwards, so the Assault Marines from the Horus Heresy kits all have right-handed chainswords, but the Assault Intercessors all have left-handed. Make that make sense. to work on that. Okay, so yeah, pretty sure this is our right arm. So I might have to cut it down to size. You know, I could actually just look at the image. It's the old possessed. I need the new possessed. You go through the Rubicon, the tech priest opens up your skull and flips your brain around. Okay. The tentacles are on the right side. Yeah, alright. We're gonna go with that. I'll just have to cut it to fit, which isn't a huge deal. I've done it once already. Well, maybe. Hold on. I'm gonna look at the actual instructions, but I gotta go pull them out. So I'll be right back. Turns out it's left. All right. So it goes this way. Okay, we'll make that work. And then the right arm has to be a pistol. Yep, so I'm gonna have to use one of my chaos pistols. Okay. Suppose I'll use the one that already has an arm on it. Alright, I think that's all the bits, except for the head. I'll have to figure that out once I get everything else assembled. I cut off the wrong part of the jump pack. That's cool. Nice. Save that for the next one. Also need the main jet. Didn't cut that out either. Also, these connection points are in kind of a weird spot on this jump pack because they're in this divot between the exhaust ports. You can't really get to them to cut them out. It's a little obnoxious. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the jump back together, so that's done. I think I've really hit a sweet spot with the Black Templar scheme. They take a long time, but the final result is worth it. I really liked... So, I watched your short. I've never seen anyone do the slap chop and then do the contrast black over it. That is contrast black, isn't it? That... I like how that looks. A lot. I thought it was simple, but sweet. Or was it a speed paint? I don't remember. I've watched a lot of painting videos between now and then. I was watching some white tutorials today. It's a mix of black, medium, and a bit of blue. Well, it looks sick. I'm definitely a fan. Because it saves you from having to go in and do all your highlights. Speed paints, but the same thing basically. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Well, I say that. I've used one contrast paint and no speed paints. Because I own one contrast paint. And no speed paints. And technical paints. And a base paint. And lots of shades. But that's it. Actually still do another layer or two of brush highlights at the end. Well, even then, that's not a ton of extra work, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. Absolutely, almost absolutely everything I use is Vallejo. And if I need it to be a bit more contrast and show what's underneath, I use water to thin it down, or I fill it with thinner medium, which is also Vallejo. I've come to realize, though, that the thinner medium actually desaturates the paint, so you lose some of your pigmentation, which sucks. Because it works, it's better than water, because water, it gets really splotchy if you have too much. And with the medium, it stays a bit more uniform. So I haven't really found a good in-between. One of the big ways I was trying to save time was the ivory white on the cloth, the shoulder pads. Taking the time to do all those layers gets an unbeatable result. Yeah, I liked the purple cloth. I thought that really stood out amongst your yellows and your blacks. It drew my eye. I can't speak for everyone. All right. Start with our torso. Oops. It was a reference to my friend's Tao. He's got his guys painted an Evangelion scheme. I'm imagining he's captured a banner while standing atop the skeleton of a fallen Groot from generations prior. That's sick. I really like that. So are they like locked in battle with these Tau right now? Your Templars? Like in their current campaign? Or is that just kind of a narrative hook that you have in general after doing battle with them? I just cut my finger. Nice. Cutting down the Ancient Imperium iconography here. Hey, fat man. How are you? Thanks for jumping in. Just kit bashing some raptors at the moment. Let's put this pauldron together. Alright, I'm gonna figure out how I want to do this. Because according to the kit, it's a left arm. So I may just have to sand it smooth. And then just slap it on. Then depend on the pauldron to do most of the covering. I don't think it'll look that bad. It won't be nearly as obvious as that other one I did. There's a bit of lore from a previous crusade where these Tau have been on a centuries-long voyage, arriving in the Segmentum Obscurus. The Tau have been waging a guerrilla war, which the overwhelming force of the Templars has been unable to end permanently. I appreciate that. Working on a Rogal Dorn conversion. Very nice. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm just going to cut it flat there, sand it down. May not have to do a whole lot after that. Yeah, these guys are grotesquely mutated. Oh, that good right there. He's going to be elevated on his base anyway, so a little bit hanging below the feet isn't a big deal. This pauldron. Oh yeah, that'll cover perfectly. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I like that. That's a lot better than the other one I did. Give it just a little bit of height. I like that. Hopefully it holds. Do the other arm while we're here. A little too much, but it's fine. And with this, it's gonna look great. Yeah. I like that. Grotesquely mutated. Alright, let's figure out... yeah, let's do the head situation before we put the jump back on. So, a possessed head would make the most sense, but they don't really fit into the neck holes. That one might work. If I cut it down, let's see, I have another one here. That one would work too. Give it a little bit of height. I don't mind that actually. I do like this one a little better. Just gotta let gravity do most of the work. Or not. Because it doesn't really sit flush. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Maybe that'll hold it in place. That doesn't look bad. May take just a little bit more. Problem is I'm mashing it down. Green stuff would be easier. But I don't want to deal with that. Right, I'm just gonna let gravity do its work. We'll save this one probably for the next one with the chainsword. And after that, they're all gonna have to have standard loadouts, which kind of sucks, but let's see, what'll that be? 7? So it'll only be 3. And if I mix them in, should look all right. I don't think that looks bad at all. All that good. All right. That's probably one of the only ones I have that can stand up freely because he's got an extra tentacle arm to hold him up. Oh, hi. So I was listening, or I wasn't listening. I was continuously reading the Night Lord trilogy because I'm still doing that. And so Talos maglocked his bolter to his leg, which makes me wonder, why do you need holsters for your bolt pistols if you can just mag clamp them to your legs? I feel like that's a valid question. A, it looks cool. B, magnets don't handle shear well. C, it looks cool. It really looks cool. Oh, can't argue with that logic. This jump pack. Next. $12 and $13. I just cut out 2 fronts. Whoops. $13. What am I doing? Save that for later, I guess. I need to check something. Call that good, I guess. Alright, so we're going to be using that arm. This pistol is a right pistol. Wait. Left pistol, so I have to use this stock pistol. As far as heads go, see which one I can get to look the best.
Do it for me, please.
Do need to pick a good left arm. Kind of like the tactical ready arms. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I do appreciate with the sprue connections on these pistols that the sprue does not connect on the tip of the barrel. Makes that less of a pain to deal with. Okay. He's all good. I'm missing a foot. Whoops. Number 14 would probably make the most sense. Okay, now we have a foot. Good there. Let's do the torso. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this arm. Let me glue the sword on first. Okay. So it's going to look like this. So, cut off this little bit. Because that needs to be smooth. See if I can do this without destroying everything. I don't know if I can. Let me go a little bit at a time. Maybe. We just cut off around the edge. Shape it up. See if that helps. Should. That'll work. So that means this arm is going to be right there. Probably should have put the gun on first, but that's fine. Yep, definitely should have put the gun on first. Try that again. Dang it. Not getting a good bond. Put our pauldrons on. There's a dude that's been coming around to some local shops that's been letting me use his old world models, and I've really gotten a taste for the game. May go ahead and print and buy some Beastmen. That would be sick. Beastmen models are... I mean, they're not on my list, but they look sick. And I can definitely see the appeal. Need you to set. Set. Please set. Okay. Let that set for a few seconds and decide on a head. I'd like to use this one, but I don't think it's going to fit. Oh, it might. True Sons of Chaos, unlike those LARPing Chaos Warriors. See, I wish... And maybe I'm just oblivious to it. Is there a 40k origin for the Beastmen? Or are they just very chaos corrupted Xenos? Because I'm not aware of anything that really pertains to them outside of chaos. Oh, goody. That one stands on his own, too. Sweet. All right. All right, so that's 7. So that means 3 of them have to have a standard Mark 6 loadout. And the only thing that's going to be different is their helmets, because I don't have a Legionaries kit, but I feel like that would help me out a lot. They're a race of abhumans that rise from the population with high amounts of warp influence, similar to the fantasy origin, without the whole Morslip angle. Interesting. So they are considered abhumans. Are they just... So with their warp connection, I assume they're just more susceptible to chaos. Alright, so I accidentally cut out 35, so I need to cut out 36. legs, we need 37 and 38. What would the downside be of giving the last 3 combat shields? I'm just curious. Because they wouldn't have bolt pistols. Yep, beastmen I think are usually created from humans being exposed to warp energies, unlike in fantasy where they're usually born like that. Okay, so it's less of a genetic mutation, more of a warp mutation. I see. I'm really fighting the temptation to give the last ones. Because I really like the combat shields. Maybe just 2 of them. Give 2 of them combat shields. Would that be acceptable? And then I could just give them holsters on their hips, right? Any holsters that have a pistol in them? I'm not seeing one on the sprue. Let me check my Mark III sprue, because they're pretty much the same thing. Couldn't find it. Oh, Mark III upgrade. Really? Don't remember if it's in my Loyalist Marines or in my Chaos Marines. I feel like it's in my Loyalists. We're gonna see. It's Death Watch. Go through. Aha! Found it. Okay. Oh yeah, there's pistols. Sweet. Throw a bayonet on one of these guys because reasons. Oh, there's a plasma pistol here too on the left hand. Well, I already gave one of them a plasma pistol, so can't really do that. But I can definitely do one of these pistol holsters, so that's what I'm going to go for. He ended up... I think it can be either, but there's almost always some warp taint at the core of the situation. One of my favorite RPG characters was a Beastman Zealot from a feudal world. They had a racial where whenever you got a minor corruption debuff, you got to roll the mutation stable instead. That's sick. He ended up with wings, metal skin, 3 feet taller than when he started and heard voices in his head. That's on brand. there's our pistol. And I'm gonna need 2 of them if I'm going combat shields. Because I'm gonna put combat shields on 2 of them. Because I want to, damn it. I have a melta bomb here too. And a lot of grenades. Because I have a ton in the Mark 6 spur too. Oh, we'll go simple. Simple is fine. Okay. I do like the look of these chain swords too. Okay, I think that's everything. Oh, except for the jump pack. I need to do that. Okay. Now we can. All right. Hey, Channing, welcome back. I agree. Homework does suck. Thankful for not having to do it anymore. Just putting together these Chaos Raptors tonight. Need to look into what all these Warhammer things are. I feel like an old man trying to understand how a cell phone works. Well, to be fair, there is a lot. Like, almost 40 years worth of a lot. And I still don't comprehend all of it. I just happen to consume information about it literally on a daily basis. Every single day. Whether that's books, YouTube, modeling, writing, it is a daily occurrence. Consume info as you go. That's exactly what I do. I wear headphones pretty much all day, every day, and I always have something going. Now, it may not always be Warhammer related. Sometimes I'll be working on D&D stuff, but Warhammer usually plays a significant role throughout my day. Or I may just be listening to music. That happens frequently as well. History presentation is on the same day. I have a gig. My history thing is all day long. That sounds exhausting. Just figured it out. That's rough. Warm at 3 p.m. Don't leave history thing till like 5 or 6. Alright, he's ready. There are both legs. Let's get this arm put together. Up Chaos Raptors and they look cool. Yeah, so these are a kit bash situation, so I'm taking the old, I say old, the 30k Jump Pack Assault Squad, and I'm throwing Chaos Bits on them, and throwing them in with the Fervent Storm, so I can have them as Chaos Raptors. I do have an actual Raptors squad with the Putrid Maw, and they look sick as well. I was really happy with how they turned out. Reading about them, they sound like D&D and multiplayer game strategies. Jump in fast. And have a cult. I guess Warp Talons have more of a cult than the Raptors do. All I do in RDR is go with my pump action and pray that they don't blast me. You know, this is another Warhammer tangent. If White Scars were Chaos, I'm pretty sure they have Chaos successors on accident. But I feel like they would have a lot of Raptors. And quite potentially a lot of Warp Talons, too. Don't know what that was. I may be laying the glue on the pauldrons a little thick. But it's fine. You'll forgive me, right? Call that good. Alright, figure out which head I want to stick on here. Because none of them really fit ideally. That one's okay. Okay. Now we throw the power pack on. Okay. That's 8. 2 more. Oh, white scars are awesome. If I wasn't so partial to my lamenters, I'd definitely go white scars. I do have a white scars homebrew successor, naturally, to no one's surprise. I don't have any models for them because I'm trying to figure out how I would want to do them, because they carry a bit more of a tribalistic aesthetic, similar to Space Wolves, but they don't have a wolf theme. Is Warhammer played similar to D&D? Warhammer is a tabletop war game. I mean, they do have tabletop RPGs. But it's more of you pit your 2 armies against each other. It's the most common way to play. Which I still have yet to do. $46 and $40. And we'll do 1 and 2. strategy game? Yeah, it's a strategy game. But it can be considered a narrative-based strategy game. Because you're kind of building your own narrative battle as you go. Which I think is a neat aspect of it. Especially if you play Crusade. Guitar Center sold you a jank guitar. Well, that sucks. I can't say anything. They sold me a jank guitar too, but that was a long time ago. And it was kind of a spontaneous purchase. I don't have that guitar anymore. It's actually the only guitar that I've ever sold. And I actually upgraded. Need arms. Bought a Jaguar and some of the electronics are weird and the fret buzz on the low is gonna drive me crazy. Yeah, that was the last time I set foot in a Guitar Center. Probably won't be going back anytime soon. Mom said we aren't buying guitars anywhere else except the local music store, which is in my opinion the low-key best. Usually, if you shop local, that's generally your best bet. Especially when it comes to niche hobbies. Unfortunately, my hobbies don't really stay local. can do that too. Quickly. I did find a good Yamaha there yesterday, and I would have bought it if I had the money as well. The fact that I bought a chant guitar there last week. Guitar Center also didn't give me any paperwork or accessories that usually go with it. Might have been a used guitar. Kind of the way it sounds. Brand new right off the shelf? That's kind of weird. I don't know. I haven't bought a new guitar in about 3 years. And I bought the one that I have specifically so I could play in the band I was in. And then not even a week later, the band broke up. So I've just got this really nice guitar, and I use it to record my own stuff, and that's about it. Need to figure out how my amp records stuff, because I think it can. That would be alright. I record everything on my PC, just because it's kind of the way things are done nowadays. But I am by no means a professional. Nor do I have the resources to hire a professional. Look at me, Malodus. You bullied me into scraping off my mold lines. I hope you're happy. Making my job 10 times harder. It's okay. I know you're right. I'm just lazy. I have actually gotten legitimately bullied for it online before, though. You did get me. Got bullied by me. Remove those mold lines, scoundrel. Fine. If I keep doing it, will you raise your Patreon tier? I'm kidding. It's really giving me an ultimatum between my sanity and my wallet. Yep, that's me. Either appeasing your OCD or giving me money. Or giving me money to appease your OCD. Also, how do you find music for your streams? I use a copyrighted free playlist, and that got copyrighted. I get copyrighted on occasion for this playlist, but I don't make any money anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. Because I don't get strikes or anything. But I just pull the royalty-free lo-fi for content creators playlist off of Spotify. I can send it to you if you want. If you use Spotify. It's literally all I use. But yes, it has gotten me copyrighted before. So they do lie. Let's see, it's gonna look about like this. Okay. Should I do my regular red lenses or green on my termies? I wanted to have the penitent of this squad be green for cowardice. I thought it'd be cool to match. That would be cool. I like that idea. Give a little bit of differentiation between them. Okay, there's number 9. We have one more. And then after that, I'll probably call it. Actually, I think I'll only do green on the guys that's applicable, so he stands out. That's fair. This guy is not going to have combat shield. We're almost done. I'm going to do this one more and then probably call it a night. I'll do the bases probably on my own. But I'll do a little bit of a showcase before we wrap up. That's left. Of course, the very last one. I cut into the pauldron itself. I might be able to save it. Okay, jump pack, and I think that's all that's left. Let's see, what did it take me? Just over 2 hours? Probably 2.5 hours just to do 5. I gotta look and see what you posted, Malidus. Oh, sweet. Very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Throw the jump back together. Fix a little more of that. It's kind of obscene. That might have been too much, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Sweet. Shave down the rest. Okay, this is a manageable offense. I could be putting more effort into these by adding a bunch of damage and stuff. But I don't know how much work I actually want to put into it. Been underutilizing battle damage recently. Yeah, it's not hard to do. It's just a little bit of extra effort that I don't really feel like putting in. Since these are ancient suits of armor, it would make sense. And especially since they're being worn by Chaos recipients, they probably don't take care of it as well as their loyalist counterparts. But the loyalist counterparts can't wear it anymore, so that doesn't really matter. If they could wear it, it would be so much cooler. But nope, they've got to be a foot taller. Making wearing other armor patterns impossible. You can wear their helmets. That's it. Toying with the idea of making a whole left arm yellow for my Templars going forward. That would be neat. It'd give them a little more character. Not that they don't have enough character as it is, but I like that idea. Alright, do we do the possessed head? Because we need something chaos oriented. And it's about all I really have that's going to work. I have a bunch of Havoc heads. But I don't really want to use those on this because they have the tubes coming out of the back that go absolutely nowhere. I don't mind that. What about giving these guys trophies too? Like Space Marine helmets? Since that's all I really have, because I don't have the trophy kit. Which I should really get, because I feel like I wouldn't regret it. But again, it feels like a lot of work that I don't know if I'm ready for. Alright, so there we go. We have 10 raptors that now I need a base. But I'm not going to do that tonight, because I am running low on energy. So what do we think? So this one is the champion. He has the plasma pistol. It's with the Havoc's kit, so it's massive. We'll just go down the line. And then this is the one with the flamer. What do you want, cat? And the one with the chain axe. Possessed chain axe. Does feel like the Skulls box is a must-buy for anyone who wants easily Grimdark units. Yeah, it's on my list. As are most things. That's just one with a Chaos Chainsword. Possessed Storm. Another Possessed Storm. I kind of like this one. I'm proud of this one. I like the way he looks. It looks like it's weighing him down. But it also looks extremely menacing. And then 2 of them have combat shields. Because I wanted them to. Because I wanted an excuse to have to use combat shields. Or paint combat shields. And then these 2 right here. Finish it up. So, I'm happy with those. They're properly chaosy. So, I think I'm going to be done. I don't think really anybody's watching except for Malodus, so I won't go too long. Thanks for watching, anyone who is here that I can't see. I have a Patreon. What? Patreon, there's the Discord, Instagram. You all know the shtick. So, I'm going to call it a night. And I will see everyone either in a gaming stream or next week. Next Tuesday at 6:30 Central Time. So, that's it. See everybody.